I was in that relationship, and I didn't know what addiction was, and I didn't know why I was sick and why I was detoxing. And I remember taking a Lord tab made me feel better. And so I didn't realize until a few months later that I was in addiction, and I didn't tell anybody. And I blew my life to the ground, and it turned me into a person that I was not.
Built by the rested, you can't tell me nothing. Built by adversity, led by courage. Everybody doubted me, now everybody proud of me. I swear to God, I'm gonna be everything I wanna be. Built by
What's going on, world? It's your favorite podcast, Built by the Red Stick. Your boy, Ronnie LeDuff.
In the building.
Michael Oakley.
In the building.
We are here to deliver the fire, as always, dropping every Friday, YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. We're anywhere and everywhere at the same damn time.
Brought to you by who? That was your alley-oop. Who brings us to these people's living rooms every week?
YouTube?
You gonna get in trouble.
Nah, man. Look, we shout out to Ray Media Group, the GOAT, man.
I love
for
it.
making all of this shit possible. We couldn't do it without them.
That's the man behind the magic.
Listen.
Well, I just got a text message. All right, go ahead.
No.
No, what you was about to say?
No, if we have breaking text
We
messages.
got to break a text message. All right, so we actually got an episode with this guy.
Okay.
Well, you got an episode with this guy.
Oh, yeah, you were.
I had the demon.
Yeah, you had the.
I had the demon, but I'm trying to redeem myself. Raphael just texted me, and he is put on, I don't know how I'm saying it because it's actually going on right now. It's a toy drive, right? It's called Project Toy Box. It's giving our community the opportunity to offer kids and teenagers a gift for greater than toys. We can give them hope. This year, we're coming together to support 369 students at La Rosen School in Lafayette, Louisiana. Go Cajuns. All right? While that may seem like a lot, we know that the community heart is bigger than just those 369 kids. They got 7 drop-off locations across the state. The toy drive is actually going on right now. If you go to Built by the Red Stick Facebook, we'll have more information there. You can go to my Facebook, Ronnie LeDuff, have more information there. And if you got Michael Axelrod Oakley on Facebook, he'll have more information there. The toy drive is going on right now. Well, if they have you, meaning they need to get you. If it's a fifth, we wouldn't be doing this podcast right now, right?
Yes, Lord.
The toy drive is over December 16th. Get there. It's 369 kids.
Support the kids.
Support the kids. We love the kids.
Absolutely.
Shout out to you, Raphael. I appreciate that, bro. Informative. That's what we do.
Absolutely.
Back to you now,
a little
Michael.
live reading. That was beautiful.
That
was
you
beautiful.
know what I'm
I
saying?
loved how you did that.
They say I'm crazy,
But
but you don't think I know what you've done.
All right. Before we get started, we got to do our weekly request. Make sure you do us a big favor. Smash the subscribe button if you're not already subscribed. Give us a follow on all social medias. We're on TikTok. We're on YouTube. We're on Facebook. We're on the Instagram. Go give us some love. You know, it's a free way to support your boys. If you're looking for more than a free way to support your boys, you can go to builtbytheredstick.com and leave a donation for your boys.
And they can reach us at builtbytheredstick@gmail.com.
If you want to
We
sponsor.
even about to start a tender and a plenty of fish page. We just want to reach all the people because the people looking for love could be on drugs and we could be there. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not.
No, it's going to be a Built by the Red Stick page.
Follow, subscribe, like, share, comment. We're excited to bring this one to y'all.
Yes. This
and
one near and dear to me.
Yeah, absolutely. And
near
y'all
and dear.
know the deal. We come here every Friday.
Every Friday.
We've been doing it for like almost a year and a half.
Yes.
We're on like 74 episodes, 72, 73.
So that means
we're
5 episodes ago, it was 6, 7. All right, go ahead.
And y'all know the deal. We've been doing this every time we got a fire guest. It would only do justice. It would only be appropriate. It would only be right. It would only spread hope if the greatest hype man in this damn country did his thing. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, here to hype up your hype man, Michael Oakley is now passing the rock. So the one, the only, Ronnie LeDuff.
That was me running. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, brunettes and blonde heads. Like I said, This episode is very, very near and dear in my heart.
his heart.
I met this young woman.
See how big he is. He got a big heart.
I do got a big heart. Well, my heart not big enough. That's why I got the Dema. It ain't pumping off enough blood. Anyway, that's a different story. Oh, what was I saying? You crazy. You crazy.
This person is
very near and dear in my heart. I met this young, broken little girl like a long time ago, and just to watch her become the blossoming, mother that she is, girlfriend, friend, and I say this a lot because I mean it. We've had a lot of powerful women in the AA community,
real big speakers.
and this person is probably one of the biggest. You know what I mean? When I think about those women in recovery that, if I had a sister or a mother in recovery, like I would want her them under her tutelage. I've watched her growth substantially, you know what I mean? And it has been an honor. It has been a pleasure. It has been a thrill. She used to have a big head, but her heart and her spiritual giantness has really, like, came together. So now her head not as big, right? That's an inside joke. She'll be okay with that. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we have Brooke Bagbey in the Built by the Red Stick building. Let's give her a hand clap.
Hey. Welcome.
We in the building.
Hey.
We in the building.
You're gonna make
let
me
him
cry.
call you a big head.
Yeah, I'm gonna get him. Don't worry.
I meant it. Don't cry.
It's all good.
Yeah, you could cry. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I love you too.
Oh yeah.
I love Ronnie so much. I've been knowing Ronnie since I was 14. I met Ronnie at a not so very good party, and
what kind of party?
It was a rolling party, and
What's a rolling party for the audience that don't know?
So it was a lot of people that was on ecstasy when it was actually real.
Like an 18
yeah, it was music like that too.
And fine, but this hope killer.
So he had 2 bottles of Hypnotic.
Oh, I do remember.
And they had X pills in it, and he had glasses on with a chain. His chain was hanging low.
I do
everything.
remember.
And he was just like, he didn't talk to anybody at all.
He probably punched.
He was locked up.
I was locked. White stuff all over my mouth.
But he was nice. And, I was like, where am I? But I was like, it's fine, because I was crazy back then too. And I don't know, to see him grow, and actually both of y'all, I've watched y'all in sobriety as well, and to see y'all grow. And it's cool to watch things through sober eyes and see people change and see the power of God.
Oh, thank you. We've never had, nobody's ever sat down and gave us our flowers.
I know.
That's a first.
There's your
I
flowers.
don't know how to feel right now.
To digress a little bit, just because little war story here, but it's okay because we don't condone it. We spread hope now.
Yes, for sure.
Every alcoholic can identify a time when using was fun, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
Those X parties back in the day,
when it was real.
when it was real,
were
something different.
They
That
were
was
different.
a whole different
They were
animal.
so-
There will never be another era like that ever again.
You just understood. It's like it was like telepathy, bro.
didn't
Like
have to
everybody
talk.
was on the same.
Everybody knew.
Right, it was
When you brought the Hypnotic with the X pills in it, it brought me. I forgot about those days.
Yes.
It brought me so far
Yes.
back.
And he had 2 bottles.
I remember. I think it was either junior prom for me or senior prom. It was one of them. We had got a limo, and we weren't old enough to drink. So the Glacier Freeze Gatorade is the same color as Hypnotic. So before we got
That's
in the
true.
limo, we filled all the Gatorade bottles
Yep.
with Hypnotic.
Yes. Oh my God.
we had to figure out a way.
Yeah. 14. I knew you was a little girl, but
I was 14 or 15, 16.
But
How old were you?
Show us your age. Tell us.
I was like 18.
Oh, so you was thugging young.
She was thugging young. She was hanging out with her. Cause how old you are now?
I am 37. You were younger.
I wouldn't know. What the time might be a little off because I ain't do ecstasy till 18. So maybe you was a little older.
Maybe I don't know.
Yeah, you might have been a little
Listen,
older.
it was a hazy time. I'm unsure.
Anyway,
Yeah,
now that
boy.
we've gone down memory lane, tell us a little bit about. Tell our listeners. Tell us a little bit about yourself, who you are, what you do, where you from, how you found yourself to be qualified to be interviewed by the lovely Built by the Red Stick Addiction Recovery podcast.
Okay, so my name is Brooke Bagbey. I am an alcoholic. My sobriety date is December 26, 2017. Okay. I had a normal childhood. I remember, I think I was born an alcoholic because I remember thinking differently as a child and like being super sensitive and taking things on and thinking differently and not being present, thinking about other things. I remember when my parents split up is when things started to change. When I was like in my junior year, I had a lot of trauma and stuff like that. Got in a relationship. It's always the relationships, right?
Always,
Gotta love 'em.
always go back to the
And
relationship.
like I was trying to turn this guy into a husband at a very young age. And so I remember when I was like 13, I would smoke weed and stuff like that. And then I started doing Loratabs, and then I started doing Oxycontin when that was a real thing. And that's when I arrived, is when I did Oxycontin.
Little colors underneath your shirt from wiping it off, little hose clamp to shave it
Yeah.
down.
Yeah, the hose
Everybody had a
clamp.
kid.
That, listen.
I already know.
And so I remember I was in that relationship and I didn't know what addiction was, and I didn't know why I was sick and why I was detoxing. And I remember taking a Loratab made me feel better. And so I didn't realize until a few months later that I was in addiction, and I didn't tell anybody. And I blew my life to the ground, and it turned me into a person that I was not.
And where was all this taking place?
So I was in Zachary, Louisiana at my dad's house, and my dad, rest his soul, my dad passed away. He was an enabler, but I knew how to manipulate him big time.
Don't we all?
Yes.
That's how I like to say,
Master.
behind every good alcoholic is a
Master manipulator, right. And so I went to Wood Lake in 2011, and this is when it was a 90-day program. And I was there for 124 days.
124?
Yes,
Hell yeah.
because I was 22 and I was not willing to do anything different. I opened the big book, closed it, and I was like, what is this? And then I didn't think I was an alcoholic. I thought I was just a drug addict, and they had passes at Wood Lake. Forgive me, Wood Lake, for this. But when I went on pass, I drank alcohol and I got away with it. And then they made me community leader. I was such a liar, and I was good at it. I was a liar. And then a few months later, I relapsed, and then I kept relapsing. I never fully surrendered, and I would go. I think I lived in like 9 different sober living houses. I did the sober living house tour, is what I call it.
shuffle.
Yeah, but it's because my dad would pay for it. I'd get another car. I'd do this. And I just wasn't a good person. I never changed like my behavior.
Absolutely.
And so I remember like one time when I got kicked out of sober living house, my family was like, "Why are you doing this?" And I didn't know the answer. I didn't know like that I had a problem with my spirit and I needed to change who I was. I never knew how. I was never shown how. Because if you think about it back in the day, we didn't really talk about things in our family. My dad would be like, "Quit crying." But I realized it was because he was uncomfortable with me crying, and that was his way of dealing with it. And that generation didn't have treatment centers and coping skills and things like that.
So from 22 to when you got sober, was that the only time you went to treatment, or were there?
That was the only time I went to treatment because I ended up in jail because my pride was terrible. And I was like, I'm never going to go to jail. Never say never. Never say never.
How long do you spend in jail?
Only 2 weeks because my dad would bond me out, and it would be just enough for me to be like, I'll never do it again. It was just lies on top of that. The trick for me this time being sober is like still working a program when things are going good.
So when
I'm sorry, but
No, it's
that
okay.
was a little emergency. I apologize. All
When-
right.
when what were like, so obviously you're in or just going to jail and doing the sober living shuffle from 22 to when you got sober. What would you contribute as, because like,
This was 2011 to 2016,
okay,
right? Yeah.
and so you talked about the aspect of like finding like how you maintain your recovery now, but like what was the catalyst that led you to that like state of like external despair where you realized you needed some internal desire to want to change?
It was just me and God. Like I lost everything. I lost my mind. I lost my sanity. My dad just died. That's what got me sober.
Okay.
And it's sad that he had to pass away for me to get sober. But my amends to him is staying sober, and I've stayed sober since then.
Love that. Love that.
Yeah. I love my dad so much. He was one of my best friends, but he didn't understand addiction. And I wasn't, trying to explain that to him.
And we've had the privilege of not everybody we've had on has actually been active in recovery, but we had one parent on.
Yeah.
And talking about that aspect of like the understanding of addiction, and while it's come a long way from the times we got sober and over the years of the educations and the family programming that they have at some of these facilities, like if you could, and this might be a hard question, but
It's okay.
Just
I love hard
whatever you could,
questions.
if you could have applied, because we know that you work in the industry now, right? You work in recovery now. If you could have applied like one thing that you would have liked to see that you feel like would have helped your dad the most that you do to maybe help a parent of somebody, what do you think that would have been?
Tell him the truth.
What does that look like?
Like, I just was never honest. I was always lying to get my way because I was worried about myself. And I would tell him what he wanted to hear.
Absolutely. Master manipulator.
Dude, Brooke
Yes.
used to be barefoot all the time, too. I don't know why. Maybe she was getting grounded early.
I knew it was coming.
But before, like, all the Drika Gates and people was posting videos of being barefoot on the earth, by Brooke, I give you flowers. She been doing that.
You were barefooted too.
Socks, probably. I'm talking about in the truck from Zachary to Baton Rouge.
I was worried about one thing.
I
Going
know.
to get it.
I know.
I guess. I don't remember.
When I said we was nomads, man. We was just movers and shakers, man.
No judgment.
I don't think I've ever been barefoot in my life.
Me either.
I hate being
Brooke was
barefoot.
barefoot a lot, though.
I hate being
It was
barefoot.
cool.
It's
though.
fine.
I like to sleep in my socks.
I would sleep in socks.
You don't?
They come off like I sleep like
Is it the edema?
It's the edema. No, the edema actually will hold them on because it's so fat under there. When I build up, it gets so fat.
So
I love it. I love it.
So you go to treatment for the second. Did you go to
I
treatment?
went one time.
So you never went back to treatment. You just
I was like unsponsorable. Like,
Hell
I
yeah.
remember I've never fired a sponsee, but I got
she wasn't one
fired.
and done.
Oh.
Huh?
You just went to treatment one time.
My pride was too bad. I was like, I'm not listening to those AA people. Here I am,
One of those AA people.
Yeah, I had a guy come up to me in a meeting one time. I had like a week sober, and he was like, I can't believe that you're here. And I was like, I never forgot him. But I was like, motivation, thank you.
Yeah.
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 All right. So your dad passes away, and the internal desire to want to do something different comes upon. What does that look like? What does the grind of the first year and shit like that look like?
So to back up real quick, using with a head full of AA is terrible.
Miserable.
I just have to say that, like, knowing that there's a solution, like, you're chasing a high that will never happen again. And it is miserable. Like, I was quoting the big book while high. That's insane. Insanity.
Snorted a line off the big book one time.
Yeah, that's
That was
so
terrible.
sick and
That was
so,
terrible.
like, the definition of insanity.
You know you're fucked up when you go to an AA meeting with pill imprints on your.
That's so terrible.
Pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Terrible.
I thank God I've never had to experience
It was
that.
terrible.
And every day at a time I pray I never have to experience that. But
Absolutely.
it sounds miserable.
I shared, I think it was the episode with Matt. Excuse me. The first relapse, my first ever relapse, and like, because like when I went to treatment for the first time, like I understood everything and I like dove in and stuff. Wasn't willing to let go of everything, but stayed sober for like 6-7 months and then relapsed. And I was sharing a story. I remember going to get the pill, and I paid extra to buy one pill.
I did that before.
One pill, and the whole time I'm doing it, I know. And I'm like, first off, I've never done one. And second off, I'm gonna go back, and I did. Of course,
Sure.
it's miserable. It's miserable getting, using when especially like. It's one thing knowing all of the stuff, but even like when you've experienced some of it, because like that first 6 months that I had, like the very first time, like shit was good and like
Yeah.
like shit had started like coming true and everything. So you find your way, and so what does that grind of the first year look like?
Yeah. Sorry, I got off subject.
Oh, you're fine.
So the first
we love
year-
squirrel
I love
moments,
squirrel moments.
So, like,
barefoot stories, You know, big
I
head.
wasn't barefooted. I probably still have a big head. It's okay. So, it's fine. I have a big brain. I'm really smart. All
There you
right.
go.
Yes, Lord.
Well, what's that? Pinky in the brain. Pinky in the brain.
So my first year was actually really hard, but I think it was God keeping me at my proper size. Because if we were made to be perfect, we wouldn't have anything to bring to God. And God was really trying to get me to seek Him. And I remember I was like, "Oh, I still have my car." And day 2 of being sober, it broke down. And it's because I didn't take care of it when I was in addiction, as it needed to break down because I needed the humility.
Sit your ass down too.
I had to literally sit down. My family was not talking to me. My daughter got taken from me by family, as she should have, because you can't see the truth when you first get sober. But the longer you stay sober, you're like, I see exactly what God was doing. And so I remember my sponsor was like, "Hey, Brooke, jump," and I was like, "How high?" Because I was emotionally miserable, like emotionally beat down into the state of reasonableness. Like I had to accept spiritual help because blotting it out didn't work. I couldn't even get high right. It just wasn't working because addiction comes to an end. Like it doesn't last forever. Jails, institutions, or death. I went to jail. I had to be physically removed, and I remember when I got removed, I felt relieved. And the night before I got arrested, I prayed to get out of it, and that's how I got out of it. And you could just look back and see where God had His hand in my
Careful
life.
what you ask God
Just
for.
about to say, they said,
Exactly.
"Be careful what you ask for."
But it was the best thing that's ever happened to me. It's all about your perception. Like I can look at AA as the best thing that happened to me or the worst, and for me, it's the best.
Absolutely.
Because some people are like, "I can't believe I'm in rehab." I'm like, "Thank God."
Yeah.
Because only 11% of people go to treatment. That's it. That's
That's a fun fact.
it. Yeah.
I used to do the rehab math.
You did. You
Yeah,
used
I'm a
to-
statistics person because people like to argue.
Yeah, yeah, and so I used to do this thing because my favorite comment when I was doing education and privately run rehabs was, "Man, this place is like jail." So two things happen. A, I instantly know you've never been to jail.
Right, exactly.
And then
I should be grateful.
and then B, change the way you perceive things, and the things you perceive will change, right? And so if you look at 10% or 11% of people that suffer with substance abuse or alcoholism make it to treatment and find their way to treatment, I always tell people, okay, 10% of those people make it to treatment. How many of those make it to a privately run facility?
Yeah.
And people who have been to state-run facilities versus private-run facilities know the difference.
Yep.
And then take it a little bit even further. Out of those people who go there, how many people would have the ability to go there if you would actually listen and do your shit and change your way and leave some beds open? Because a lot of times there's waiting lists for places.
It's really sad.
I was talking with somebody the other day, and he was like, I have a joke that every 35 seconds, a treatment facility pops up and another baby's born. And I was okay, I get it. But the crazy thing about that is, even with all the facilities, I still don't know if there's enough.
So society is so overstimulated now that things are way worse than they've ever been. We'll get to that though, because I have a lot of grief in my story too.
Do tell.
Yeah, let's go there.
So the first year, so to finish what you were talking about, I did everything but work the steps of Alcoholics Anonymous. And so my first year, I worked the steps, and then I started sponsoring other women. And there's something about sitting across from another woman and watching them get it and watch them change their life and watch them it is amazing to watch. And I didn't do it. God did it.
Absolutely.
So I got sober in 2017. Well, 2018, 19, thank God I missed fentanyl. I would probably be
You and me
dead.
both.
A lot of people in the Baton Rouge community, actually the United States, started dying from overdoses, and it was within our close friend group. And I was like, well, how can we channel our grief? So I was a part of Agape. I was handing paper lanterns to moms that lost their kids and were taking care of their grandchildren. And I was handing them a sheet of paper. And we never really have talked about that or had the chance to talk about it, but it was a very humbling experience because their kid, they feel like their kids are forgotten about, and it's really sad. And only in the Baton Rouge areas, there's 500 or 700 people that have died. I'm sure that's gone up. This was like a few years ago. But, you know, we did an overdose awareness tree with the money we made for that. And we put in the pictures of people. Like, I forget how many people that I know. Like, I go down my friends list on Facebook and, like, they've passed away.
Yeah.
They've passed away.
Yeah.
And I don't want to delete them because I don't want to forget about them, you know?
Same.
Man,
And I know y'all know people too.
the,
A lot.
the craziest thing that happens, and I don't know if this is a bad thing or a good thing or an indifferent thing or just like the hustle and bustle of life and
Yeah.
the normalcy of it. Like, I'll be having a conversation with somebody and somebody will come up on my heart and I'll be like, hey man, you remember so-and-so? And they're like, yeah, you know, they died or they overdosed. And I'm
And your
like,
shock factor's gone?
no, not even the shock factor is gone. The shock factor is even elevated because I didn't even realize it.
Yeah, you didn't realize it. Yeah, because it happens.
And
It's really sad.
Yeah. And yes, there is, you know, compassion fatigue that happens as well, which I try to work with. I'm not the best about it.
We don't think you're heartless.
I was waiting on you to be like, I was like, no. And I'm like,
I didn't say, I didn't go there. I work on it, man.
yeah, you getting better.
I work on it.
You getting better at that. But that's sad that we have become that numb and conditioned to it. And I think that's one of the things too.
I don't think it gets talked about enough.
It don't, and that's what kind of keep that fire lit under us. And Mike, he always bring up, you know, every once in a while he'll reference this, and I'm gonna just bring it up, and I don't want to go there. What your perception on Matt, right?
Yeah.
He was totally closed off. He was totally against it. Like, if you're on this, you're not. So this, that, and the third. But then all the people dying, and somebody brought it to him like, hey, if you go to that grieving mother, would you have rather them, you know, I asked her, and she would much rather her son be on this than be burying him right now.
Absolutely. Look,
And-
anything to prolong your life, and
Yeah.
there's no straight path to spirituality and God. Like, you have to go
Absolutely.
through what you have to go through to get where you have to get.
Yep. That's why I say AA is the spiritual guide for dummies. I heard that before, and I was like, bro,
Yeah.
that makes so much sense.
It's the
exactly
same
what it is.
principles.
It
exactly
makes so
what it
much
is.
sense. Briefly, before we go somewhere else, you brought up your kids being as much as you're willing to share, because I know we got a mother out there that's going through something.
Yeah.
Kids was taken, she feel like it's the end all be all. Like, you know, they seeing the finished product now, but like, what was it like going through that, and like, what did you do to get out of that?
So, my second daughter, I had her. It's a good question, and I am willing to share about it. My second daughter had her in sobriety, so only got she was 3 years old at the time, and I got arrested, and she was sleeping, and so it motivated me in this. It needed to. Something needed to. I needed to wake up. And I saw her every single weekend. My first 5 months of sobriety, I did not see her. And it was the worst experience of my life. But I needed to be broken down and take care of myself, because I think a lot of women, when they first get sober, they're like, hey, I want to get my daughter back immediately. And I think that you have to make sure you're 100, not 50. You know what I mean? Before you get your kids back, because your concentration goes from yourself to your kids. Which some people don't have options, but there is help. And I think that it's important to talk about things and talk about how you feel and be like, hey, I'm struggling. I need you to watch my kids so I can go to a meeting. And if you're hanging out with the right people, they'll help you.
Absolutely.
You know? So opening your mouth is a big deal. I tell everybody, closed mouths don't get fed. You have to talk about what you have going on and not suffer in silence. It's super important. So that was, I always felt like I had a missing puzzle piece, but also I knew that God wanted me to still try my best and have fun in sobriety and see her and show up. The most important thing to do is to show up.
Yeah.
And I used to not call her because I didn't like how I felt, and that's selfish.
Absolutely.
And so I started calling her every day and, you know, just made sure she was okay. Even if you don't have a lot of money, pay the money. Even if you don't like how you feel, make the phone call. Like, it's a selfless program. Like, you have to make sure your kid knows that they're loved. You know?
Beautiful.
So how's that relationship now?
Oh, I got my daughter back almost 3 or 4 years ago. And yeah, it can happen.
Awesome.
I didn't get anything back until 4 years of sobriety. My family was not talking to me or anything. So I had like a new AA family, but I had to get okay with myself before other people came back into my life.
And you know, I think we've talked about it before. Like, and there is no you made reference to like you know, streamline to spirituality, right? There's all these different paths and avenues. But there is no cookie cutter response for like
Yep.
how those things come back to you, right? Like I know people who get sober and nothing comes back and they just constantly beat themselves up about it and can, keep falling off. I know people who get sober and everything comes back quick and they're entitled and they fall off. And then vice versa. I know people who need to not get anything back, and then I know people that get stuff back and it just continues to motivate them, right? Like I have a friend of mine who, when he got sober for, I don't know if they still do it, but for like the first year of his sobriety, his parents gave him a sobriety gift every month.
My parents did not.
You know anybody like that?
Oh, are you talking about Ronnie? That's good. Thank God he is not the same.
Bro, they gave me so much hell about that, bro.
I think they gave him a gift because he gave them hell.
Well, every month.
So they were like, "Thank God."
And it
Here
wasn't
is a
no like
gift.
it wasn't
Please
no
keep
like
going."
like a word of inspiration photo or anything. I'm talking like a new iPhone, the new AirPods.
A car.
Serious?
Oh, 100%.
And you took it too.
What? Come on now. You ain't gonna hinder my blessings. What God got for me, no man can take, baby. I need all that.
It always reminds me of the meme. I don't know if it's a meme, but it's like a little reel or a clip or whatnot. And this guy comes up and he's like, "Man, you so full of it. You ain't had to get it out the mud." And he's like, "Oh, so I'm the wrong one for my parents doing what the fuck they were supposed to."
Like it's my fault.
That's funny.
I see that.
So you made reference to like some grief and stuff. Kind of dive into that and like, the healing process through the grief and all of that. Because I mean, that's a powerful thing that a lot of people get stuck in.
So I like to start things up. I like to, like y'all do, I kind of like to. So I started a meeting called Outsiders, and that meeting has
Is
a
it
more.
still going?
Yes, they kicked us out of our room. I'm sorry. That wasn't. Ain't no beef. Ain't no
Yeah,
beef.
it's
know it's
because our
still
meeting
going. Oh, my
was
bad.
growing.
My bad. Go ahead.
I was letting her get a shameless plug in.
Go ahead. Yes. I'm so. Please.
So
plug.
Outsiders, we have like a moral obligation to help everybody feel welcome. Because I had people with long-term sobriety and short-term sobriety coming up to me saying they didn't feel welcome, or like people that relapse get judged.
Right.
I mean, and people in AA try to be the AA police. It's like we're all here because we're sick. Right? Like, so expectations of people to not be is delusional to me. Like you,
Say it again for the people in the back.
yeah, but like you will, the book says you're going to make mistakes, like we're human beings, and to allow grace and have grace for people. Like, what do they say? But for the grace of God, there go I.
Yeah.
Like, who are you to be, like, you need to remember where you came from. And it was really making me upset. And I was like, okay, we're going to channel our grief even more and start this meeting. And we started it at the central office. It went from like 7 people, and now we have like 100. And so we have that's why we kicked you out. I'm very sorry.
So what's this meeting beef? I need to stir the pot here.
All right.
Y'all's meeting was smaller.
At that time. All right, I'm gonna say this. I know one of the traditions probably finna get broke here, but I want where is the outside? Like how people can find it? Because how they gonna know about the meetings if people not putting it out there? Where is it?
It's at the church.
Okay, and time and day.
It's at 7 on Wednesday.
Okay,
And
which
y'all's
church?
is at 8.
Yeah, which church is it? I'm doing this for the people, so they may we may have some people
okay,
want
I
to come
got
to
you.
it.
Shout out to Outsiders.
Yeah,
It's
that's why I
at
say one of the traditions
Broadmoor-
may be broken. but-
Broadmoor United Methodist.
Okay, Broadmoor
Molly
United
Lee and
Methodist.
Sharp.
Molly Lee and Sharp, 7 p.m. Wednesday night.
Wednesdays,
Every Wednesday
yes.
night. All right,
Everyone's welcome.
So you know the meeting that I've been going to since I was sober.
Yeah.
So we was meeting in that one room since
Yeah.
I've been going.
Yeah.
And then here
Upstairs.
I busted in
upstairs
there.
To the left.
To the left.
Yeah.
Here come Brooke them. Hey, we need that room. I'm like, and
You're
so
about
we
to come
voted.
about this room.
Yeah, they was like, you gotta come.
They demoed you.
Bro, on some
They
strong.
demoed
I'm
you,
like,
huh?
like first they sent. I don't want to drop names, but first they sent their treasurer.
Right.
Was like, hey, we need to get that up out you. You know what I'm saying? We brushed her off. So then here come boss
Looked you up
lady.
and down.
Like, look, I love you to death. Like, we grew up together, but we outgrew where we at. You're coming up out this. I'm like, all right, we gonna vote. So we took a vote. I'm like, look, and I'm gonna admit it now.
It's
I'm like,
okay.
look,
Tell
this
us.
meeting has been right here since I've been sober. If I move, I'm leaving.
That's
Don't
good
change
stuff.
nothing up in my
I love
sobriety.
it.
I'm an alcoholic. I hate change.
He
I'm
whipped his hair
comfortable
and
here.
everything.
I'm comfortable here. Boy, about 2 weeks later, the church was like, y'all gotta move. Boy, I said they went told on us. They went told on us. So The meeting has since swapped rooms, and I hadn't been back since.
You lie like a rug.
Are you
I'm
serious?
freelancing
No,
AA right now.
Oh,
He
okay.
been back. He
I've
lie
been
like
back
a
a couple
rug.
times, but it ain't
I was
the
like,
same.
they're not being selfless.
It
I
feels
was
like a new
judging you.
recovery in there. My recovery started there. Maybe I need to come to the outsiders then.
We need. I don't want to
Strong
say
black
much
men.
about what happens inside the meeting, but we need you.
Need strong black men.
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
It's cool because I know a lot of these meetings. I'm gonna just say it. A lot of these
Say
meetings
it.
are
Be
not
controversial.
minority
I
friendly.
stirred his
Yeah.
pot.
And I say this all the time. And I told Mike I did not think AA was for people like me. So, and I hate to drop names, but I know he wouldn't mind. When you see the Calvins and when you see the Marvins and, you know, me, like that gives, like, okay, my people are accepted. And
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
For the longest, I'm like, that ain't for me. Like,
Right.
That ain't for me.
And our meeting has like all walks of life, and everyone is welcome. And it's like the book says, we're people who would not normally mix.
Different political
And
beliefs.
I like to be in the middle of the newcomer because I want to remember where I came from.
Pause.
Because I don't want to die. That's like, I'm convinced. I really am. And so I like to make sure I do that. I had a sponsor that she was the only person that would sponsor me for 6 years. She overdosed in 2021. And that was really hard for me. And she used to say that, Brooke, I'm going to fight for you. I'm going to fight for the underdog. And so that's what I like to do to carry on her stuff.
Newcomers are very important.
So, you know, as we kind of transition, what are you doing these days?
I am a counselor at the Serenity Treatment Center of Louisiana. I'm
Shout out
the,
REA, that's my guy, and
I see-
Devin and Mario, and yeah.
I just see her with my girl all the time,
Ooh.
Danielle.
Oh,
oh
yeah,
yeah, she's one of my best friends.
I
I
know.
got a chance to talk to Danielle at the Recovery Day event that
Yeah.
they had me come speak at. That was pretty cool.
And it's pretty awesome.
So, fun story about Danielle.
I can't wait for her to
While
watch
she'll
it.
always have a special place in my heart. People who know me know my story and everything. I got sober March 1st, 2016, and my son was born March 1st, 2016, and
Oh wow.
I was in treatment, and everybody knew that he was born, and nobody could tell me until because they were afraid I would leave. And so I had to go through detox protocol. And so I get off a detox protocol. Everybody knows the story. Like my counselor and my mom and dad sit me down, tell me my son was born. They let me go see him and everything. So I come back. I go on past, go see him, sign the birth certificate and everything. I come back. Danielle was the first person there to talk to me when I got back. She was a tech at Wood Lake.
Bet your nerves were
Detox.
really bad.
Oh, they were shot. They were shot. And we worked together, and she's the goat. I don't get to talk to her as much as I'd like to anymore. But I love Danielle. She'll always have a special
Yeah,
place
she's
in my heart.
someone I'll always surround myself with.
Yeah.
Always.
So the Serenity Center. Shout out the Serenity Center.
Serenity, man.
Been around for a minute.
Minute. Big Renity.
Yeah.
Bro, you want to hear a fun story?
Absolutely.
Real quick. I know we all over the place.
It's
so,
okay.
When I came to Baton Rouge Detox, April 2019, I was supposed to go to Serenity. And I talked my detox counselor, which married to a good friend of ours right now. I'm not going to say her name.
I got
she
you.
Weird out about name dropping.
Yeah.
I talked her into letting me come to the Grove because I wanted to go with somebody I got cool with. So who knows what my
Yeah.
You wouldn't have met me.
I wouldn't have met you. But I was supposed to go to Serenity Center, bro.
God's plan.
God's plan.
Yes, Lord.
God's plan.
So how did that come about? You know, what do where did that passion come from? Obviously, you
So
know.
I worked at Baton Rouge Detox in 2019, and I worked on the detox unit, and I felt like, I think I went to Serenity before that, and I felt like I could do more. I knew that I could, and I was like, I'm just going to go through school and do it. And the crazy thing is I used to not talk as much as I do now because I didn't have the confidence. But listen, I would only talk to people I messed with. I do talk a lot. But I'm just saying, I used to not like share the way I do now. I would internalize a lot, and now I'm just like, you know what? People would just be really straightforward with me, and I'm just straightforward with people.
Absolutely.
It's not like what you say, it's how you say it. There's a way that you can be straightforward and like get your point across.
Not be malicious.
Yeah, not be malicious.
I know somebody else that used to struggle with that. They better now, though.
If somebody was like, Brooke, it's okay, you're burning your life to the ground, I'm not going to hear that.
At all.
You have to be like,
Yeah.
you are being terrible and selfish, blah, 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 and all that stuff.
Yeah, you suck.
Yeah.
You suck.
You basically,
You suck.
what does the big book say? You're a failure. Like, you have failed.
Yeah.
You're not good at doing this.
The world and its people have dominated you.
If you really like, I tell people, I'm like, Bill, like, had no cut. He's
Nah.
just real straightforward.
So, when you say school, what kind of schooling?
I did some LASAC and addiction counselor CE, and then
Okay.
I shadowed a lot. I was in utilization review at Serenity for 3 years, so that
You
gave
want to
me
learn how to be a counselor
experience.
and work in the treatment world, go to utilization review.
And so
Really?
Yeah,
it
you'll
took
learn
me
some shit.
3 months to train.
Especially on the clinical side.
I got trained by a very good person, and she helped me a lot and helped change my sobriety a lot. So, and I was like, I want to do more, and like it gave me confidence, and I just pushed myself, and I'm about to go back to school again.
You're the clinical boss right now at Serenity, right?
No.
Yeah, you are. Don't be humble on here.
I'm just the female counselor.
I'm just a baby. I love that meme.
You know,
I just love helping people and watching their life change.
and you know, you've done a great job of explaining this next question, but you know, just to make sure it gets asked, because I always ask it because it's important. As a smart young woman who could probably, who you know, has found spirituality, has found a connection with God, who has found a purpose and a passion for life, you could probably do anything you wanted. So why the treatment world? Why do you continue to? Because everybody knows who works in the treatment. We don't do it for the money, and we talked about it earlier. There's emotional fatigue that comes in. So like,
Absolutely.
what keeps you motivated? What's your why for staying in the trenches?
I think it is my grief, and I think that they are me, and like that's a deep question. It's a good question. I feel like for a long time nobody believed in me, and so to tell these people like, "Hey, you're not alone. We believe in you." I needed to hear those things because I wanted to die. I didn't want to live anymore, and so to speak life into people and to watch them change, like, and I don't forget any of them. I don't forget their faces, and it feels really good to see them live their life.
Absolutely.
And to
their
watch
wife?
them come in and change, like it's
Say
really
life or wife.
Life.
Life.
to get a wife change their life.
Yeah. Get a wife. Keep it right. Keep it tight.
And so, you know, final question before we get to Ronnie's least favorite part. Hold on. Final question for me. I'll let Ronnie, you know, if he has any. You have any more?
No, bro. Well, you know.
He already
got it.
knows.
Any funny stories before we wrap
Nah,
up?
I ain't gonna do it to her.
Do it.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna do it to her. That was the only
Do
way
you have
she
any
would.
funny stories about him? We don't really get a
I'm
lot.
an open book, but that was one of the ways she agreed to do it. Is if I don't, you know what I'm saying?
Didn't you have a nickname?
I've had a many.
Was it Red?
No,
What was your nickname?
I don't know. Ronell.
So you had some weird nickname. I
mean,
remember.
I used to be tripping.
And I was like, "Who is that?" And they were like, "Oh, it's Ronnie." I was like, "Oh."
oh, I forgot what it was. That
It was a
my
code.
alter-
You had to have a code name. Let's put it that
It
way.
was my alter ego. I'm an alter ego, but you know.
Yeah, is that the one? That
I think
punched through the window?
a lot of addicts, alcoholics go through identity crises.
Absolutely.
Like you're like a chameleon.
So, you know, if there's a young lady out there or even a young man who is watching this right now and is inspired by your story and going through the trenches right now and beating themselves up and just doesn't think they can get help, what's one thing you would tell them?
That it's not too late and that you can always make a move. You just have to say how you're feeling. It's super important to talk about it and that you're not alone.
Absolutely.
I love that. I used to have an imaginary friend too, Fred. I used to call him
Oh.
Fred when we was.
And you thought it was real.
Yeah, well, you know, tomatoes.
You had to talk to somebody.
I told you I might have undiagnosed. You know.
And with that, ladies and gentlemen,
Let's go call Fred.
listen, we appreciate you joining us. We
appreciate
appreciate
y'all.
Fred joining us.
Hey,
We appreciate Ronell.
dead friend.
Ronell and Fred and Red.
The whole alter ego,
Yes,
everybody.
Lord.
But, ladies and gentlemen, unfortunately, we've come to Ronnie's least favorite part of the episode.
I feel like we just started.
I do
Right.
too, man.
Where everybody went.
Yeah, time flies when we're
Oh,
having
it was
a
just
good
us
time.
in here?
Yep.
Uh-oh, I might have taken my medicine. I like to always end with thanking the guests from the bottom of our heart. Like, we understand the sacrifice it takes and the courage it takes to come on something like this and be vulnerable and be transparent and opening yourself up to our community and our platform. And so we appreciate that.
I love y'all.
Somewhere right now, somebody is struggling and they stumble across your episode and you're going to, you said something that touched them. And that's the reason why we do this. And to our people out there listening, if you or someone you know is struggling, drug and alcohol abuse, mental health struggles, please reach out to us. We are committed. We are dedicated week in and week out to bring y'all fresh, real, raw content.
Fire.
What I always say, we are real people with real issues that really want to help y'all out here. And we do this for y'all. We get up every morning with y'all on our mind and, throughout our day and our motivation, our drive is, a lot of it comes from who is the next person that needs to be helped. So please reach out to us. You can reach out to me at Ronnie LeDuff at Facebook. You can reach out to him at Michael Axelrod Oakley at Facebook.
Yeah, reach out to me. Brooke Bagbey at Facebook.
At Facebook.
You know.
That's new.
No.
Brooke Bagbey on Facebook. Treatment, Serenity Center. You have a number they could call?
225-361-0899.
And that's the admissions. 24/7?
Yep.
Is it 24/7? There you go.
Yes,
you can email us at builtbytheredstick@gmail.com. You can reach us on builtbytheredstick.com. Built by the Red Stick on all platforms, Facebook, IG, YouTube, TikTok. You come find us. We are out here, readily available to help you.
Right there.
Until then, we'll be back at the same time, at the same place, with the same producer named Ken with Ray Media Group. Built by the Red Stick. Built by adversity, led by courage.
We love y'all.
We love y'all.
Yo, different.